Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Wade, back with some more XDC news. We have partnered with Infocom Media Development Authority in Singapore to integrate their trade trust platform. This is massive. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why I now feel that when it comes to trade finance in Singapore, XDC is the #1 choice. Now, let's dive in. This integration with Singapore's IMDA Trade Trust is a framework that will enable trusted interoperability of electronic trade documents. You can also verify and transfer documents, which will bring more visibility to the entire process. This is what companies are looking for. IMDA is excited to partner with the XDC network to provide another blockchain-enabled platform that will enable government bodies and businesses to digitize cross-border trade. Couple things I want to add here. We just got the passing of the digital trade documents law out in the UK. That is going to have a ripple effect because a lot of the companies that work in the UK, you don't think they also have offices in Singapore? That's going to change the thinking. That's going to change the entire approach to trade digitization now that they have clarity to do so. All right, we're seeing how that's changing the payments landscape here in the United States. This same narrative is playing out when it comes to trade finance in other parts of the world. Now, trade trust is a framework that compromises globally accepted standards connecting governments and businesses to a public blockchain. So, trade trust working with XDC is essentially positioning themselves in front of traditional finance companies saying, hey, we know that this law just got passed, but we still need a verified platform in which to interact with blockchain. We got that platform for you. Let me show you what XDC network is. That's what's happening here, guys. And I found an interesting article that goes back to March, courtesy of the IMDA. They were one of the first companies to process a completely digital trade transaction, the world's first live electronic transferable record. Now, they didn't use XDC in this one. They used a chain called Bunker Chain, which is probably some private blockchain. However, what's important to take note of here is how it was used. So the world's first ETR cross-border trade involved Exxon Mobil Asia as the shipper, Bunker Chain as the trade trust enabled digital platform provider, and VLK as the vessel owner who is supported by their protection and indemnity club. Bunker Chain provided a digital solution that supported the key logistics documentation process for the cross-border liquid chemical trade involving multiple parties such as a surveyor and a custom broker. So if we wanted to apply XDC to this situation, we would remove Bunker Chain and put in XDC. And now imagine this process. So major company comes in, Exxon Mobil, they're shipping the product out. In the middle would be the XDC network serving as the trade trust enabled platform, and VLK or whoever that other party is would be on the other end with their own form of verification to interact with this transaction, right? That is direct utility if I've ever seen it. That's why I mentioned in another video this week that when it comes to utility driven projects, XDC is a perfect example of how new use cases coming in can directly affect price. Gotta love it, ladies and gentlemen. But the rest of this just goes into how the process itself went, the specifics, different bills of lading, how it was moved, stuff like that. Not really interesting for, a video. But I tell you what is interesting is the quote that came away from this entire experience, courtesy of Exxon Mobil. They state, "This pilot is part of Exxon Mobil's efforts to increase our supply chain resiliency through digitization of business processes. We welcome frameworks like Trade Trust as an important part of our journey towards digitalization." Now, you may say I'm pulling strings here, but she stated, "We welcome frameworks like Trade Trust as an important part of our journey towards digitalization. We're talking about Exxon Mobil here. And this happened in March, ladies and gentlemen. So a lot of the companies of the world, all right, let's just keep it 100. A lot of the top 500 companies in the world, they've already made it known that they want to push digital everything. That's what the ESG conversation is about. That's what the faster payments conversation is about. All of these companies are looking to digitize everything. All right. That's why, again, XDC being at the forefront of an industry that hasn't even been touched by the internet barely. Come on now. I don't know. But company, like I said, very important in Singapore, guys. They got their finger on the pulse out there. They published this Singapore blockchain landscape PDF, which has some very interesting information on it. They give you a breakdown of basically the entire market, what it looks like, guys. And then if you go down here to protocol, under private protocol, you have Hyperledger Fabric, Quarter, Quorum, Zenfin, XDC Network. And then under public protocol, I just found this interesting, Ethereum, by Ethereum, Zilliqa, Tezos, right? Man, if more people were interested in those Tezos videos, guys, well, you know what? I'm just going to start shoving it down people's face. How about that? Ripple, VeChain, of course, try to tell people, VeChain is doing their work. All right. Polkadot's out there too. Qtum, OneChain. Yeah, some pretty big names, pretty big companies, guys. But something that stood out to me was when I was looking at the financial services capital markets, this company right here, SGX. You know where I saw that name before? So we have a video on the channel, should be up by now, of XDC's trade network, the new MLETR compliant trade finance platform, right? One of the custodial providers for that platform is called Propine. All right. They specialize in digital asset custodianship for major financial companies. And as you can see here, SGX is one of those companies. So we have a top Singapore financial capital markets firm receiving digital asset custodial services from the same company that is providing digital asset custodial services, let me show you, to the XDC Trade Network. By the way, Propine, they are ISO 27701 certified, which we first ran across when we were discussing crypto.com and their relation to the ISO narrative. This centers around information technology and security risk management. So what Propine is providing is a safe and secure place for institutions in Singapore to deposit their assets. And they're also working on the XDC Trade Network. You can see here, XDC Trade Network is well integrated into Propine Solution Protect TM. Borrowers and lenders are required to be onboarded as per the stringent onboarding process of Propine. However, atomic settlement is achieved in the XDC network to provide businesses a faster, more efficient, and cheaper cross-border payments. So atomic settlement is simply the breaking down of a typical transaction into multiple pieces and processing those multiple pieces all at once. But I just found that connection to be very interesting. If you're curious about more about that company and their relation to the XDC network, again, this video card up here on the top right will take you straight to that one. As far as this goes, guys, something else too, I'm gonna add the cherry on top here. With this, XDC is also launching a special purpose entity named the XDC Trade Network, and this entity will primarily focus on the interoperability of MLETR solutions and provide liquidity for trade documents developed on a MLETR compliant platform. XDC is confident to bring in institutional investors, non-bank liquidity providers, and alternative credit funds to participate in the trade finance market. Pilots for this solution are already underway. A fully functional solution along with regulated custodian will go live in September. So there it is right there, folks. We already know that Propine is going to be one of those custodians. Looking forward to September. I surely am. Now, if you are interested in learning more about this XDC Trade Network, you can watch this video right here. We break it down fully, get totally educated on the process, so that way when the adoption comes, we already knew. That's all I got for this one. If you found value in this content, there's some things I need you to do for me. Hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss the next one. And as always, I want you to have a great day, have a prosperous day. But most importantly, if that money is digital, so is the hustle. I'm Wade Teamer. I'll see you in the next one.